Greetings, fellow warriors, brothers in arms. Zudane here, and welcome to my next video where we're going to be talking about Phase 4 into Phase 5 transition and Phase 5 BIS as far as gear goes. And I've prepped some sets that we're going to go over, and we're just going to kind of do this live. I was going to break down all of the slots and kind of just talk about things that stick out for me personally. One thing to keep in mind, everyone's gear, I understand, is going to be different depending on your raid, how fast you guys progress, how much, how many lockouts you guys are going to get in the end bosses are all going to, directly impact how you gear up. So just going into it right away, we're going to make a copy of this set, and we will just call it P5 Discovery. And I think I'll need to change a couple of settings on here, switch this to Phase 5, and we'll add Sunwell. So real quick, just to go over the equivalency points, I went through the sims. I simmed out the top Phase 4 DPS set, which is the one that we're looking at here. And I took the stat weights from this set, and I built, an equivalency point system off of that based on DPS and item budgets and whatnot. So we're just moving forward with these weights. This is how much each slot is different. So if we go back to the Phase 4, this is how much equivalency points this piece would have. Its total equivalency is 93. It looks like it's got 93 in power, or 86 in power, and 7 in accuracy. So you look at, there's the hit, 15 hit, and then it has the power stats. All the sockets are valued at 5 for me. So when you put in these epic gems, you're obviously gaining more, more points, depending on if you're not using a blue. Obviously, if you're using a blue gem, I believe these are just 5 anyway. So yeah, so we have the baseline. It only goes up from there. But going back into this, oh my gosh, wrong set. But this is essentially the set. But we'll go over why this is not realistic. And, I have... we'll just go into it. You got a little sneak peek. So pretty much starting off big pieces for Phase 4 that are going to carry over into Phase 5. BIS. So we're talking game BIS items. We're looking at the Onslaught shoulders. These shoulders will stick around with us all the way till the end of BC and into Wrath. And same thing with this ring, the Storm Rage Signet ring. Cursed Vision of Sargeras, although used for all the way up until Kill Jaden. So, all throughout progression, you'll be wearing this Cursed Vision, or Helm of the Illidari Shatter if that's what you have. And yeah, you'll be pretty much using this the whole time. I'm pretty sure, unless, yeah, not even the engineering shit gets close. So, yeah, you're pretty much going to be wearing that. But starting things off, you have 2 choices here, clearly. If you want to piss off your hunters and shamans, you pick the Coif of Illyria. And if you want to kind of stay in your own lane and build a prot set, you can go with the Crown of Anastarian. Both these pieces come off of Kill Jaden. So, for absolute BIS, I mean, Coif of Illyria is the best. You're not going to get anything else that's better than that. So, again, Relentless Earthstorm. And for gemming, I found that it's probably the safest bet, all around most versatile set of gems that you can go with is in the red and yellow sockets. You're always going to gem Strength and Crit. If you're looking to parse or do Recklessness on a couple of bosses, then, obviously for that week, you could switch your gems to all red gems and really just bank on, just get the most out of that Recklessness as possible. But if you're kind of just playing whatever. You don't really care. You'll have wreck when you have it. If you don't, you don't. Whatever. I would strength crit is just the best way to go. It's the best balance of both. As far as professions go as well, you have two choices I want to point out because we're getting to the neck. And the JC neck is so much better than the Clutch of Demise. I mean, you're looking at, 150 armor pen on your neck slot. And you don't have to fight for prio on this. So, obviously I would say the top two professions if you're trying to like speed clear is probably going to be engineering and jewel crafting. But if you're kind of in a more casual guild and you don't want to take the prio hit, because we do have an alternative option here with the hardcorium battle plate versus the bladed chaos tunic, which is probably going to be contested by a lot of people. It's safe to say that picking up blacksmithing is worth it, so you don't have to fight anyone for this, and they're pretty comparable. You just have less crit, pretty much what it boils down to. And the crit, I mean, coming from the 42 agility on the bladed chaos tunic. But again, technically, BIS, if you didn't care about who you're pissing off, bladed chaos tunic is the best here. And we just fill in these sockets real quick. And for your blue gem socket, honestly, I like to do crit because I find that most of my combat is done without recklessness, so I kind of want the more crit. But again, if you're really just banking on your recklessness for that week or whenever, and you really just want your recklessness to be absolutely massive, then it wouldn't hurt to just put those purple gems in there for the strength stam. So this is where we'll get our two blue sockets here. Cloak of Unforgivable Sin. This piece is really nice. Lots of agility on it. I go for the reduced threat. Some people go for greater agility. It's just personal preference. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference, honestly. But I like the threat. I like the threat mechanic on the cloak enchant. It just feels right. Like picking that up. So Cloak of Unforgivable Sin, really good. Deadly Cuffs. All the boots, belt, bracers will be all your tier. Because this is where we'll get our 4-piece. So you'll also have the 5% on Bloodthirst for you Fury boys. And we'll just put, again, red and yellows all just inscribed because... Jesus. I gotta change the DPI on my mouse. I feel like it's almost too quick. So once you have that, Warglaves, hopefully, good luck, you guys. Good luck, good luck. I believe these are still the best. Hand of the Deceiver slightly more, but even then, like, it's a 2.6, so your top end isn't that great. Warglave's top end is still higher, but you just have more DPS. And in the offhand slot, you're still, let me see here, which one is it? Offhand EP. There we go. So, I mean, you're still looking at Warglaive is still the best. So, getting the set effect at the cost of whatever, I mean, Warglaives are still going to reign supreme, but, your other option is, for instance, let me see here, if you didn't get Glaives, yeah, just Grip of Manaroth and this Hand of the Deceiver, but like I said, you're going to be missing out on, first of all, the haste proc and the extra 200 AP when fighting demons, which is fucking nice. So good luck, boys. Whoever still needs it, hopefully you guys get lucky, get that shit out of the way. Thalassian Ranger Gauntlets, again, we're going to be pissing off our shamans and hunters here. So, but that's technically our BIS, but realistically, you can expect to get Borderland Pain Grips from Kill Jaden. But for the sake of BIS, we will just keep that there and collect the tiers of hunters and shamans. Leggings of Immortal Knight. This is a big piece because the reason why, let me just cut this off. real quick, the reason why Storm Rage Signet Ring is so big, even though Primal Wrath technically has more like offensive stats than this, is that you're losing a lot of hit. We've lost our cloak that had hit on it, Shadow Moon Destroyers. If you're rocking Dories, you're not going to really notice much of a difference. But Choker of Endless Nightmares had 21 hit. Now we have 0 in this slot. Same thing with Helmet. Curse Vision, or even Helm of the Illidari Shatterer, like big hit values to straight 0. Same thing with the chest piece. You know, you had hit on your tier chest, 16 hit. Now you have 0. You know, but you do pick up hit. You know, you still have your hit on your bracers and your boots, but you lose it from your gloves, going from, you know, what is this? Grips of Silent Justice, 15 to 0. So the point is, the hit from these pieces are needed to fill in these gaps with the hit. So again, for the sake of balance, we're going to just do Inscribed Pyre Stones all the way through. Band of Ruinous Delight, beautiful, from Eridar Twins. They are, this ring is amazing. It's just got crit, armor pen, attack power. What more can you ask for, you know? Storm Rage Signet Ring, there we go. The hit, you know. Madness of the Betrayer will be replaced by Shard of Contempt. So you'll be rocking Shard of Contempt and DST during your prog if you manage to get your hands on this. Comes from Heroic Magister's Terrace, the 5-man dungeon. So keep an eye out for this. This piece is technically better than Dragonspine Trophy, but the combination is that, you know, these two are very equivalent to each other. So you're rocking two equivalent DSTs essentially. But once you progress through Maru and you get lucky enough to get a blackened Naru Sliver, that will replace your DST. And you'll have this trinket combination going into Wrath. And of course, to just really just bank in on the fact that we're really trying to fuck over hunters, we're going to take their bow from them too, boys. We're just going to fucking do it. We're just going to take their bow. No, don't actually do that. Unless like you guys decked out your hunters and you had another one drop, which is highly unlikely, but Jesus, boys, don't don't take this from a hunter. Oh my god. But yeah, this is it. I mean, looking at this, 2175 attack power. You know, we're missing 2 hit. You have an option of maybe putting in an etched, but this is a DPS loss considering you can just have a boomkin to get you over to the 9%. But 36.09% crit. This is not including battle stance crit percentage, so technically 39% crit. Jesus, unbuffed. You know, like, this set's crazy. Like, 39% crit unbuffed is just, it just seems bonkers to me, dude. Like, I can only imagine what it would be like to be fully raid buffed. 1500 armor pen, 10%, almost 11% haste natural. And, of course, you're pushing dodges off the hit table with this expertise rating here. It's just beautiful, man. You're going to be doing close to 3k DPS, a little over 3k DPS on some of the short fights on this, with this build. There is an alternative that I put together, what I'm going for myself. I'm personally going with blacksmithing and jewel crafting. Not the optimal setup, I know, for speeds, but my guild's not doing speeds. My friends are not interested in doing speeds, so this is what we're going to work with, boys. You know, I'm going to go for the plate set, kind of just stay in my own lane. Crown of Anasterian, Hardened Corium Battle Plate, Borderland Pain Grips, you know, and then everything else is much of the same. Of course, we're not taking Thoradol. Golden Bull of Kel'Thuzad will be our you know, realistic BIS. Just a tad bit better than Golden Bow of Kel'Thuzad. But all in all, boys, this is pretty much what I'm going to be going for. Stat breakdown, a little bit more AP. I think 11 attack power more. Still the same hit. A lot less crit. We're looking at 35, almost 36% crit, so nearly 3% lost, a little over 3% lost. Same haste, 200 armor pen roughly increased, which is nice, always welcome. So the plate gear has more armor pen, and that's the trade-off, you know, armor pen for crit. But overall, I think this is great. I think the orange gems really just make the entire build feel a lot better. The expertise from this Shard of Contempt is really nice, and all I can say is good luck. You know, good luck to everyone that's out there trying to get this shit. But Phase 5 is going to be fun. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be a different change of pace, I think, for a lot of guilds, and I'm hoping that we can get through it. So otherwise, that's all I really had for today. There is a video that I've been working on. I'm trying to get all the clips I want for it, but it's going to be a fun one. I think, you know, I'm excited to see what happens with it. I don't want to give too much of it away, but stick around. If you guys like the content here, I'll keep talking about more warrior stuff. But yeah, if you guys like the content, stick around. I'll try to post more often. I know I'm kind of slow with this shit, but I do it whenever I can, okay? Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks. I'll catch you guys in the next one.